Greetings, class, and welcome to week 6. This week we're going to continue with psychological horror, and it's going to take a specific paranormal bent. So our question this week is, what is a ghost and what is its purpose? So very often it's going to be a lingering spirit, often with unfinished business. So something is keeping it here rather than allowing it to pass over to the other side. It either has a mystery to solve or revenge to enact, and that's going to shape the narrative and plot of the film. And it waits for a way out, and kids and the insane are very good enablers because those are the folks that are more likely to see ghosts, and of course no one else is going to believe them, which ties into that whole psychological horror thing where the horror is in the mind, and you have to wait for tangible proof in order to find out whether or not it's true or not. But to the kids and the insane, they're seeing it all along. The second part of this is the location. So why might a house or a place become haunted? Let me put this back up there because of the movie examples we have right here. So something terrible has happened in its history. So murders, satanic rites, imprisonment, and torture, those are all good reasons for a house or a building to become haunted. And the ghosts of those involved never leave. They're trapped there because of that horrific event that has happened. Or the building is just so creepy looking or associated with something so terrible that people assume it is haunted, and then they freak out, often while wielding weapons. They go into this so-called haunted house, they end up dying, and thus turn it into a haunted house because they've created that sort of traumatic event within that building, which is very unfortunate for the house because then it has to deal with ghosts and stuff. Also, Indian burial ground, that's a good one as well. If you look at my pictures up here, we have one of the ghosts from Poltergeist. That's one in which there was a relocated cemetery or Indian burial ground. Also, there's a little bit of that in The Shining. Here we have our pig, bear, man, whatever it is, scene, which has traumatized many children. And then, of course, we have Slimer. And in Ghostbusters, there's this idea that there's this kind of focal point of evil or paranormal activity within New York, and all sorts of events have caused these various infestations of ghosts. So our film for this week, and I absolutely love this poster for it, is The Devil's Backbone from 2001, directed by Guillermo del Toro. Our synopsis for it: a young boy is sent to an orphanage during the Spanish Civil War and falls into a power struggle between communists, fascists, children, and ghosts in exactly that manner. And this is kind of a textbook example of Spanish horror, of which I'm a big fan of. And it has all the required elements. You have ghosts, you have children in peril. Europeans have no problem putting children in extreme peril in these films, whereas in the U.S., we tend to kind of give them a break. But we tend to be a little bit more sentimental about things like that. It has soldiers, explosives, and of course an orphanage. Orphanages are very common in European horror films, Spanish in particular. So examples of this are Pan's Labyrinth, which isn't so much a ghost story, but it is definitely a Spanish horror film. And then The Orphanage as well, which is about an orphanage. So you've got that in there too. This is one of my favorite films of all time. One of the reasons is it has a lot of really, really rich subtext in it that's not that difficult to find. It's kind of just underneath the surface, but it's a good look. Okay, and enjoy the film and answer the study questions, and I will see you folks next week.